Guys, this is clean. This stuff came off. It really did, it came off. Hey guys, not really sure if you can see my face, but anyhow, I've got this 2006 Honda CR-V, and the steering wheel is so sticky because they've put Armor All on here over and over and over, and it is just, the rubber has become so sticky that it actually leaves black stains on my fingers. So what I've got is Zepp Fast 505 degreaser. I got this at Home Depot. I've got these Scotch pads, non-scratch. They're you know, thin and not really abrasive. And then I've got a set of gloves that I'm gonna put on to clean this. Now, one of the things that you wanna do is put some towels kind of around everything else. You don't wanna get the degreaser everywhere. And I'm gonna put some towels on my lap as well. So let's start this. I lost a glove. What? Oh boy. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we put on these gloves just so that we don't get the degreaser all over our hands. It's easier to clean off. Trash. All right, well, check that off. Fingers are tiny. There we go. Goodness, what in the world? Okay, I've got 2 towels so they don't get my pants all stained. And I'm going to take off the steering wheel cover. All right, use that later. And one of the things that I was gonna do is disconnect the horn, and I may end up doing it if I push it too much. We'll see. Now what I did was I sprayed it outside of the car so that I don't spray it in here and get it everywhere. Just gonna start rubbing this all over. Kind of let it sit on it a little bit, soak in. The problem with some of these cleaners or protectants, I guess is a better word, is that they leave a really thick film. And you know, it's to keep the rubber and or plastic pliable, but over time it just becomes tacky and sticky, and I think it really kind of deteriorates the rubber some. I should have really done a good like before photograph, and guess we'll see what this looks like. Lovely. I'm gonna have to take that horn off. And by take it off, I mean just disconnect it. Look at all that. I don't know if you can see it or not, the black that's just coming off. It's still so tacky, my gosh. So you know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna spray this spray directly on it, trying to keep it from going everywhere. And then I'm gonna let it sit for about 30 minutes or so, and then come back and scrub. Also give me some time to, I mean, I've got like 5 of these pads, so I don't care. They were cheap, they're at Home Depot. They were, you know, fairly inexpensive. I think it was like $4. Just scrub hard. Let's try spraying this right on it. Don't want it to get into the electrical system there. All right, I'm gonna let this sit, and then we'll come back and we'll just scrub it a little bit more. I can even see that it's trying to work. It's just this thick layer of film, and the rubber has just deteriorated over time. So, all right, we'll give this a little bit, and then we'll come back and continue and see what that looks like. All right, so taking a look at it now, I mean, it's still a little bit tacky, and so like right at the edges. This is a little better, sort of. So I'm gonna scrub it some more. I let it sit on there for a little while. I'm gonna just keep scrubbing it and see how we do. Ooh, that's actually a different color now. It's not as white as it was. I let it penetrate in for a little while. What I'm doing is I'm holding the I'm holding it off the back, or from the back, to try to keep it from honking. Oh yeah, look at all that dirt. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it or not, it's black. Oh, it's sticky on my fingers already. My neighbors are probably like, what in the world, dude? You watch, I bet my wife will come over here. Did you call me? Goodness. You see the black all over my hands. It's so just dirty. And I put my hands down here while I'm driving and I look at my thumb, it's always black. You know, you can't layer stuff like this onto like rubber, Armor All and things like that. Like once in a while you need to just clean it, not just put protectant on it. And I'm sure they make a cleaner specifically for rubber. And Armor All probably is, and I'm sure it is actually, but the main thing is that if you just cake the product on year over year, All right, I'm gonna start with a new pad. Edges are probably the hardest. This car has an airbag, so you can't just, at least I don't think you can. I don't think you can replace just this outer casing. I think that the airbag is kind of a part of this. I'm just not sure. I know that this blows open. I should blow the airbag in my face. That would be just a great ending to the day, wouldn't it? I'm sure I'd be viral at that point. I'm sure I'd have a bunch of subscribers then. I tell you what, man, trying to get to a state of being monetized on YouTube is probably one of the most difficult things that you can do, because you got to consistently put out product or content, and content that people like, content that people will watch. It isn't always easy. Come up with new ideas. I'm a pretty inventive person. I mean, I'm always doing something. But then you got to take the time to make the video. You got to take the time to edit the video. You got to take the time to, put everything together, and it isn't always simple. So do me a favor, man. Like, if you found any of this helpful at all, please hit that like and subscribe. Didn't take but 2 seconds, and it helps get that number up. I've got all sorts of other fun videos. I do some tree work here and there, knots and survival stuff, and sometimes I have my kids along for the ride. I'm just trying to put stuff out there. There's so much garbage on YouTube, just trash. Trying to put out some good content that's helpful, fun, exciting. I recently got into metal detecting. I've been putting out a few of those videos. Something about being out in a park somewhere, or out in the woods at an old homestead or something, and looking for, not buried treasure so much. It is buried, and whatever I find is usually a treasure for me. I've heard stories of people like out in England that walking around a field and they find a pot or some clay jars full of gold coins and things. True stories like that are just like, oh my gosh, can you imagine? Man, this is really coming clean. Let me put this down. Holy moly. Tacky's still in there. I need to work on that a little bit. Guys, this is clean. This stuff came off. It really did. It came off. See, little areas like that it still has to get hit with a little bit more scrub. No, you don't understand. Like, this was so, you can see it. You see the tacky, you see how it's kind of got this little bit right there. It's a little darker. I can smear it. And then look at this. Unbelievable. So again, this is Fast 505 degreaser. Removes oil, grease, dirt. Used on tools, workshops, grills. Cleans plastics, metals, and other hard surfaces. When I saw that it took care of oils, grease, and dirt, and that it works on grills, I was like, yeah, this has got to be the thing. Clean up something over there too. Flip the sponge around, and I don't want to keep rubbing the same area with the same section of sponge, because you're cleaning it off of there. Just move it around a little bit. This looks so good. In a second, I'll show you the product that was being put on this steering wheel, just so you get an idea of what there are these Armor All wipes. And again, not that they're bad, but you have to be careful with, with soft rubber surfaces. Like some of these are hard plastic, I think that the chemical over time just slowly makes it tacky. And the product itself, I mean, it's an oil. It's got oil in it. At least I think it does. This is the biggest point of contention right here. This little section. It's where I always have my hand. These non-scratching pads have been really great. I almost bought some really rough ones, and I decided against it. It's a great product. I'm really impressed with it. Zep. I'm gonna give this a little bit of time to dry before I turn the ignition on. Guys, this is brand new. Compared to what it was before, I mean, really worth the time. Much easier than trying to replace this piece. That's where my mind went originally. Like, I guess I'll swap the whole thing, but nah, just a little bit of elbow grease, 100% better. So check it out. Completely brought back to the original. No stickiness, no smudge. That's the ticket, folks. Now what I can do is put a little bit of protectant on it, but right within reason. So to show you what they were using before, they were using this Armor All original protectant, which is fine, nothing wrong with it. What I just put on was Armor All Ultra Shine protectant, same company, but here's the difference though, that once I put it on the wheel, I didn't just leave it. I actually wiped it down again with a paper towel so that it's not caked on there. And I think that's probably where the mistake was made. It was just protected with the wipes, and then they just left it. I think the biggest key is put it on, give it a few minutes to soak in, and then rub it off so that it doesn't get tacky and start to affect the material. So hey, that was it. Very simple video on how to, clean a steering wheel and get it looking like brand new. I hope you enjoyed the content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, whatever you do today, stay adventurous, my friends. Later.